welcome back to my channel. Today is Wendy Darling Wednesday, and it is the last Wendy Darling Wednesday of February, and it's also the last Wendy Darling Wednesday on my channel. Now, that's not to say I'm not going to be posting videos or chit chat and stuff like that with you. However, I'm going to just stop the Wendy Darling Wednesdays altogether. Sometimes there's weeks where I don't really have anything to talk about, and so I don't want to make a video if I don't have anything to talk about. I still have my amethyst video coming. Already saw my gratis video. If you did not see that video, it is right here. And I have my Wicked Sisters Cosmetics huge video coming as well. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and edit it, and here we are. So from the last Wendy Darling Wednesday to now, it's been about 2 weeks. The 12th on the 19th and today the 26th. All of those should be posted by now. In this one video, I'm going to combine all of those weeks and just talk about what's been going on. And then I'm going to show you some things that I've purchased. Let's just get into it. So what would have been on February 12th would have been the 86th one. I was going to update you guys on my kitty. She's doing much better. We have her now in kind of like my friend Darlene called it, assisted living. So we have her now in a large dog cage. More like her kitty condo. She lives in assisted living now. So she has her litter box, she has food, she has water, she has her bed. It's big enough for her to move around in. We can open the door and leave the door open, and she just sits on the edge and she's just like, whatever. I think she likes the fact that she has a space of her own where Merlin and Willow will not bother her. Willow likes to fight with her. It's just two female cats that just never got along. But then again, Kiki D doesn't really get along with anyone in the house except for humans. She loves humans. She loves being petted. Like, you could pet her for hours. Now, when it comes to another animal, no, she doesn't want anything to do with another animal. She doesn't snuggle with other animals. She tolerates the dogs. She will tolerate Merlin, but she has no love for Willow whatsoever. We feel like this is a good thing for her, and also like it's her safe space. Like, she doesn't have to be worrying about her food, her litter box, none of that stuff. Like, we feel like a lot of the accidents were because she didn't feel comfortable getting down and walking across the floor to go to the bathroom at the litter box, because either Merlin or Willow or one of the dogs would have like jumped out at her or possibly attacked her. She will fight them. So I don't want that for her. And you know, we have her in her little assisted living now, so she's doing much better, and she's actually thriving in that. She's playing, she's on kidney food, so she's got plenty of water. She hasn't had any accidents whatsoever, so I think it's a very good transition into her living in her little assisted living. So my husband's been going in and out of town. He'll be gone for a couple days, then he'll be home, then he'll be gone, and so for the last 3 weeks it's just been kind of like a roller coaster. Around Valentine's Day, he was out of town and he messaged me and we were talking back and forth, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be home for Valentine's Day. And I was like, it's okay, we don't really celebrate Valentine's Day in the first place. He's like, well, I already got your present anyway. I'm like, what? Why you give me a present? We don't even celebrate this holiday. He's like, let's just say you already got something that goes with something. Then he was like, never mind. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I had to think about things, and I still didn't get it. He comes back with, let's just say you're one of the cool kids now. So when he said that, I was like, what'd you give me, an Apple Watch? He got me an Apple Watch. So I ended up guessing my gift, and I had just, what he meant when he said, well, you already purchased something that goes with something. I just recently purchased, like literally got it in the mail maybe like 2 days before he told me he had my present, but he didn't tell me what it was. He didn't think I would guess it. And he also didn't know I was going to replace the band on my Fitbit. And I got like a sugar skull band, and it was pretty, and I loved it. And I wore it for like a good week, and then I got my Apple Watch. So I ended up getting this little blingy case from Amazon for like $8 or whatever, but I love it. I really do love it. I didn't think I would. I always was like, why? I have my phone. Why would I need a phone on my wrist? But now that I have one, I'm just like, I love it. I'm obsessed. I actually never thought I'd be an Apple person, because I was a Samsung Note. To my core, I was a Samsung Note lover, and had multiple Samsung Notes and Samsung tablets, and I was like, I am all about the Samsung. I love it. I had an iPhone. I had an iPhone 4 at one point in time, and I got that one new. So that's how long ago I'd had an iPhone. And then my brother-in-law gave me a MacBook, and from that point, I struggled with filming on my Android to having to convert it over to my MacBook. And then my husband lucked into getting a iPhone 6s Plus, and that's what I have right now, and that's what I've been filming on now. And after that, it kind of like, I got a tablet, and then it just kind of spiraled, and now we are almost 100% Apple family. So yeah, I guessed my present. He didn't think I would actually guess it. I was making a joke and said, what, did you give me an Apple Watch? I guess he didn't think I'd guess it by what he said when he said, oh, you'll be one of the cool kids now. But I'm like, we make jokes and say all the cool kids have Apple Watches and Apple phones. So he has my Fitbit. We ordered him a band that has like a case on it. It has like a enclosed case on it, so he can't continue to break it because I started the break. The 12th was Luna's 3rd birthday, so my little munchkin butt turned 3. I just love that dog. She is just a mess. She is so funny. She's such a weird little creature. I don't know. She's such a good personality on her, but happy birthday, Luna. I've been shopping lately. Well, Afterpay is going to be the death of me. So from day one, I've always been a Jeffree Star fan. You know what? If you don't like him, that's fine. I like him and I love his products. I purchased his 1st and 2nd eyeshadow palettes. Love them. His 3rd palette, Blood Sugar. I wanted that one so bad, and it took me a long time to get that palette because it was so popular and such a, like, it was a turning point in his shadows. It was, first of all, his first huge palette. It was completely different than any of the other ones, and it was just better than all the rest. And I could not get my hands on it. So I finally got that one, and then he released Thirsty. And I was like, meh, I'm not really impressed. I don't really want Thirsty. So I never got the Thirsty palette. And then he released the Alien palette, and I was like, meh, it's okay. I don't really need that one. After the Alien palette, he released Blue Blood. So when he released Blue Blood, I wanted it. I wanted it all. I loved the coffin shape. I wanted every bit of it. To this day, I still do not have the Blue Blood palette. Recently, I found out that the Thirsty palette and the Alien palette were discontinued. That made me go, oh shit. I thought they'd be around. I want them now. So what I ended up doing is, my friend has the Alien palette, and I was telling her that I was upset that that I'm a completionist and that I didn't get them in time, and now they're discontinued, and now I'm going to be paying like twice as much. And she's like, I have the Alien palette. I don't even reach for it. Do you want to, trade something? And I'm like, hell yeah, I do. What do you want? So she's giving me the Alien palette, and I'm sending her the entire Graveyard Girl collection with Tarte, the tulips, and the palette. I never touch it. I have maybe touched 3 or 4 of the shadows one time. I've done a look with it. That's it. There are some shadows in there that haven't even been touched. It comes with a brush. It has, and then I have the 2 lips. The lips are great. I just don't reach for them. And so she's like, I gravitate towards neutrals. I'm like, gimme, gimme, gimme. So I'm going to send that to her. She's going to send me the Alien palette, and that made me so happy. So then that made me go, okay, let me see if I can find the Thirsty palette in the D-Stash group, because I'm not going to pay a crazy amount for it. I just won't own the palette if I can't find it. And it came on Friday, this past Friday. You can still see some of the stars pressed in the pans, but for the most part, it's perfectly fine. It still has a lot left in it, and I only paid like 20 bucks for it. So, score. So, he released the Bloodlust palette. When you look at the palette, just like everyone else, when you look at the unicarton and you look at the palette itself, before you even look at the shadows, you are thinking totally, like, you would think Bloodlust, you would just think that there's going to be like vampier colors in there. And there are some shades, like there's reds, and a couple people were like, why is there a red in here? Well, red and purple go really well together. And I feel like if it's a Bloodlust palette, it's going to have blood, a little pop of blood in it. But I do feel like it needed more deep royal purples. And, a lot of people complained about that not being a very purple palette. And I don't know, but it's a pretty palette. And I thought I wasn't going to be able to get it. And I actually found it on Beautylish because everything else sold out. Beautylish has something like Afterpay, but it's not Afterpay. It's like you can break it down in X amount of payments. And so I did that, and I ended up getting the Blue Blood and the Bloodlust in one order. So I'm going to have that coming from Beautylish. Oh, and I don't have the Conspiracy palette or the Mini Controversy palette. Those I want to get. I almost put the Mini Controversy in my cart on Beautylish because it's still available, but the big palette is not. So I'm kind of waiting for the restock of the big palette, and so I can get the big palette and the little palette together. I forgot, somewhere in there he released the Jawbreaker and the Mini Jawbreaker, and I have those as well. And then I also have the Morphe and Jeffree Star collab palette as well. So And then Jaclyn Hill released her second palette. I love her first palette. I don't use it nearly as often now as I used to, but that's going to change. I'm going to start cycling through my palettes and trying to use as many of them as possible, as often as possible. I ordered the second one. I ordered another sponge because this sponge is my holy grail. It's dirty because I just did my makeup with it. But as you can see right here, it's torn. Right here, it's torn. And this is a new one that happened today. It's ripped right there. So these two started messing up fairly at about the same time, and it makes me very sad because I love this sponge. This is the one that came with the Jeffree Star Morphe collab, and it's been my favorite sponge since I got it. So I ordered, and it's just the pink version of the Morphe sponge. And so I ordered a Morphe sponge. I ordered the Jaclyn Hill palette. I ordered the limited edition setting spray that has like a purple and blue like sparkles on the bottle. I just thought it was really pretty. I hope it doesn't smell any different because that Jeffree Star one was gross. I didn't like that. And then I also ordered the Storybook Cosmetics Mean Girls Burn Book because it was on sale. And I ordered those 4 items from Ulta. I never shop at Ulta. I never order from Ulta. But I had like a $3 little coupon or whatever. So I used that. And then from ColourPop, I got the Ooh La La palette, which is the pink, the hot pink palette. I got the Lilac You a Lot, which is the second purple palette that they came out with. I have the other one. I got the Golden Coconuts palette because it was finally in stock. And the All That palette, which is the one that came out around Valentine's Day. It's like really red and vampy and really pretty. So I got that. So thank you Afterpay. Thank you whatever Beautylish has, because I wouldn't have been able to get all this without those things. I finally picked up the Lego Night Bus, and I also found a Lego like advent calendar at Books A Million, and it was like $43, but it was on clearance for like $11, so yoink, I got that. And I got a couple new books. No, I have not been reading my book. If I finally finish the book, I'll let you guys know, but I still have my book. It's sitting right here. I did pick up some new books from Books A Million. I got this Crystals book, and I got the Astrology Your Personal Guide book. I want to dive more into astrology. This one, it's so aesthetically pleasing. Like, I'm just gonna flip through, but like, oh, it's so aesthetically pleasing. Look at, it's so pretty. It's all color coded, and oh, it's just, I had to have this book. These are 2 new books to my growing collection of books I don't read. But yeah, and oh, and I did get a new palette as well, because let me tell you about this palette, y'all. I didn't want this palette. It's the Carly Bible palette. I didn't want it. I was like, I don't need this palette. I'm gonna show you the color story. I was like, meh. I didn't need it. I mean, it's pretty. I didn't need it. And then it went on sale. And you know how I am about a sale. And a discount on top of that? Oh yeah. So that's what I'm using on my lids today, is the Carly Bible palette. And I like it. I like it a lot. I did a thing though, you guys. I did purge all of my single eyeshadows that I don't use. Gone. Given away to friends or in a bag to be given away. I did go through a lot of palettes. Getting rid of my MAC shadows. I'm getting rid of my electric palette from Urban Decay. I'm getting rid of my full spectrum palette from Urban Decay. I just don't reach for them. And I'm tired of having things in here just taking up space. So I'm finally just like, they gotta go. They gotta go. I'm about to rearrange my room again. I want to get another one like I have for my my altar over here, which has the cubes, because I got more Harry Potter. I got the Lego Night Bus. I got the Advent calendar, and I'm running out of space on my little bitty tiny bottom shelf here. So I'm going to spread that out across the top. I'm also going to get some wall shelves. I've been wanting to put it where I can set my stuff up like books, because I do have the Storybook Cosmetics books. Urban Decay Game of Thrones looks like a book. Jeffree Star's Blood Sugar looks like a book. So I want to like stack these. I want to be able to display all that in my background and just have a cute stuff in the background instead of a blank black wall, which is what I was going to do originally. I was going to put up shelves behind me. Instead I put them over here and over there, and I need to change again. And I'm finally going to downsize the desk. So I'm excited about that. I'll still have my Alex drawers because I need the space, unless I find something that I can convert that into. So that's a whole lot of ramble. But yeah, guys, this is gonna be the last Wendy Darling Wednesday, and I'm not stopping because I don't want to make videos. I'm stopping because I don't want to have to make a video just me sitting around chit-chatting if there's nothing going on or if I don't have anything to talk about. I find it boring, so if I find it boring, you guys will probably find it boring. I'm still going to do my gemstone series. I'm still going to be doing tutorials and things like that, but they're going to be pretty much whenever I feel like it. So stay tuned for those videos. Hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. All that good stuff. I would love to have you as part of the Darling Makeup family. And yeah, I hope that this reaches you well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.